What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Today on the table we have another Vault Tour game from Day 2. This is Top 16, the second game recorded. This was held at Origins Game Fair 2019 in Columbus, Ohio. On the left we have Ben, on the right we have Trevor. If you want to check out their deck lists, they are in the description below this video on YouTube. You can click the links to go on to the Master Vault. We have seen Ben before on this channel. You can check that out in a playlist at Rob's Gaming Table to see all the Day 1B coverage. Interesting to see Trevor coming here with a deck without shadows in the top 16. It's an Epic Quest deck, actually. He also has a Maverick Charette in Brobnar. And we got Redlock played out here as the first card by Ben. And we got Trevor's turn here. Drops a Calfine, Lull Up the Titanic, and a Foozle. Yeah, that's going to be it for his turn. Drawing 3 cards there. If you are interested in Ben's tokens, you can see he's promoting them there in the that card there on the bottom of his mat. Or I guess the top right of his mat, looking from his side. I'll put a link to that those tokens in the description below also, so you guys can check those out. And we got Redlock reaping here. And Lethal Distraction played for an amber there. Furtive Investors played for an amber. Miasma played for an amber. And no creatures played, so Redlock will gain an amber also for Ben at the end of the turn. So he's going to 5 there. So Trevor's starting off with a Eureka Alpha card here out of Logos, gaining an amber, then gets 2 more amber. And then we'll have to archive 2 cards at random, which his opponent will choose there.
Deck check. And then I will make, you want mine again too? No. Of course. No, I don't want yours again. Of course, I got to get to work.
And then we have a
That's my turn.
backup copy, I believe, put on Calfine there. And let's check the deck list here. Yes, it is a backup copy. This creature gains Destroyed. Put this creature on top of your deck. Getting an amber off that upgrade, of course. He might have had more Logos cards in hand he wanted to play there, but they may be now in his archives, thanks to the Eureka play. That's always the risk. But I still think it's an awesome card, no matter what. Archiving just means you have more options for the future. It gets through your deck quicker. So those cards aren't in your hand now, especially if they aren't Logos. Helps you get through your deck quicker. And 3 amber off a card. I mean, come on. There's nothing wrong with that. So we got Call of the Week here. He's going to gain an amber, destroy the least powerful creature on the opponent's side, which will be Foozle in this case, chosen by the active player there. I think it's a 5 strength, just like Calfine. So Lash of Broken Dreams played out on Ben's side there. And a Yerk, which is going to force a card to be discarded, and he'll discard a Bloodshard Imp. And then the Exhume to get the Bloodshard Imp back into play, so if a creature reaps, they will be sacrificed. That applies to both players. And Ben is now in check with 7. Trevor's still... what's he got? 4 amber or 3 amber there? It's hard to tell. And he drops down a War Chest. And there's his Maverick Charette. Stuns Ben there, going, what? Charette? You said Brobnar. So he does get to capture 3. Just
will fight Yerk.
So Calfine's going to fight Yerk. Before the fight, he'll deal 2 damage to each of the neighbors, which destroys the Bloodshard Imp, and puts 2 on Redlock. And then Yerk and Calfine will exchange, where Yerk dies, but Calfine will take 4 damage.
There you go. And then Lollop will reap.
And we got a Reap off Lull Up to gain another amber. Don't think Ben's at check. I think he's sitting at 5 right now. So we got Brobnar on the other side. We have a Coward's End being played, destroying each undamaged creature. And will force Ben to gain 3 chains, but he does get his Amber back off of Charette. Calfine sticks around, so does Redlock, since they're both damaged. And there's some chains counters there put on Ben's deck. And the 1-2 punch is going to stun Calfine, get an Amber for Ben there. Put him up to 8 Amber. And a little Rapskull there played out. And he says elusive creatures must fight when used if able. But with Trevor having Sanctum and Brobnar in his deck, I'm sure he doesn't care about having to fight instead of reaping. Alright, so we got Abon the Armorsmith coming in and play ready for some reason. Oh, it's corrected. So the Epic Quest archiving nobody there. But having Logos and Archive in his deck, there's a chance he could be archiving Knights and Sanctum cards or whatever he needs. I guess it's just Sanctum cards at this point to get the Epic Quest off. So Protect the Weak played on Calfine there, giving him +1 armor and taunt. So he has an extra armor from the Armorsmith. And we got Grey Rider played out there. And I guess he was choosing not to fight with the Grey Rider's effect. Oh, he was stunned. He just got rid of the stun off him. My bad. I forgot about the stun. And Ben forges a key. Yeah, looks like he has 2 Amber remaining. So Ben's going Shadows here. Gets an Amber, playing Life for a Life. Sacks a little Rapskull to deal 6 damage to a creature on the other side of the board. Calfine would die. He does have 4 damage on him already, so he pretty much can kill anyone, I believe. Yeah, he definitely can. So it's his choice here. Calfine will return to the top of the deck since he does have a backup copy on him. And that's where he's going to go. Redlock's gonna reap. And Oubliette purging the Grey Rider. And Ronnie risk clocks doing what he does, stealing an Amber.
I will play Logos. Eureka.
Another Eureka. How many does Trevor have? He has 2 Eurekas in his deck. He also has 3 Armorsmiths. Wow. So he gains 3 Amber on that play. He is forced to archive a couple cards.
I'll use Bouncing Death Quark.
And we got a Bouncing Death Quark sacking the Armorsmith to kill Redlock. Or Redlock, sorry.
I'm gonna end my turn.
And it looks like Trevor is in check there. 7 or 8 Amber, I believe. So we have a disc turn here on Ben. He's going to use Lash of Broken Dreams to raise the cost of the keys of Trevor by 3. Anguish drop down, a Tesmal drop down. Anguish, we know as he takes damage, each damage he gets will raise the key cost of his opponent by 1. And Tesmal, he's elusive. He's got Reap. Choose a house. Your opponent cannot choose that house as their active house next turn.
I'll go Logos. I'll play Helper Bot.
So Trevor playing a Helper Bot's going to allow him to play a non-Logos card on this turn. Tireless Crocog hitting the board. He can be used like he's in any house, but he can only fight. He can't reap. And if the opponent has no creatures in play, Tireless Crocog dies. So Trevor choosing not to take his archives there. So it's obviously not full of Logos. And it sounds like we have our quote-unquote random deck check for this match here. The judge is grabbing Ben's Archon card. He's going to check the card, looking at the deck name. Then he'll look through the deck, the discard pile, some cards in play, whatever he chooses, some random stuff. And just making sure the name matches what is on the Archon card, and also that the deck matches the deck he chose as his single deck out of the 3 sealed decks that he opened at the beginning of the tournament on day 1. And I do apologize for this delay. Well, this delay is happening. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you notice any goof-ups or anything, feel free to leave them in the comments below. It helps people watching these videos in the future learn from all of our mistakes. We all make mistakes, and will help us all get better as players. I talk to a lot of fans of the channel that like watching these card game videos with commentary and then commentating on them, and we study them and kind of focus. We all get better, learn from mistakes. Helps people see some rules interactions they might not see, especially players who don't get out of the house to play a lot and just play online on Crucible or, you know, one of those online platforms where some of the rules are taken care of for you. So I did record a couple games from each round, day 1B. They are posted on the channel already. In the same playlist, I will have more from the top 8 and 4, and then I'll also be doing the best of 3 finals. It was adaptive, so that will be coming up on the channel also. And I'll do those all with commentary, so make sure you stick around for that. And because of this delay, you just heard the judge there say they do get a 2-minute time extension. But if you look at the time of the video, you'll realize that they don't need that extension, obviously. I'm sure you looked at that time before you clicked the video, deciding whether or not you wanted to sit here and listen to me that long. Alright, so Ben's going here with a 1-2 punch, more like a 2-4 punch, to punch and stun and then destroy Tireless Crocog, gaining a couple amber there off that play. And we see Bengal Bang Bang coming down on the right flank when he fights. Before his fight, he'll deal 5 damage to the neighbors of the creature that he's fighting. We got a Foozle on Ben's side now. And over to Trevor for his turn. Ben is in check with 7 for his second key here. Trevor's still trying to get his first key, which I think he's forging right now. Yes, he does have enough amber. There we go. Forges and flips. Looks like he's got a couple amber left. And now Trevor's checking his discard pile. Looking through his hand. It's going Brobnar. He does have a Grump Buggy in his deck. There comes Brammo, dealing 2 damage to each creature on the flank. That's going to raise his key cost by 2 since Anguish is alive with 2 damage on him. There's Calfine on the left flank. And Into the Fray gets discarded. Doesn't want to hold on to it and use it later. And there's the second KeyForge by Ben. Yeah, that's the one downside when your deck doesn't have shadows or lots of amber control or capture and that kind of stuff. Obviously, these decks with Grump Buggies and things like Proclamation that raise the key cost are very helpful and useful. But if you don't see those things and your opponent's just able to forge for 6 every time, you're not going to win many games like that. But he does have a key cheat, obviously an Epic Quest sitting on the board right now. So I'm sure with the fact he can slow his opponent down and get a free key off if he can set it up right using his archiving. That's how we got here to the top 16. So we got a Reap with Tesmal and Reap with Anguish. I'm not sure which house he just chose, but he picked a house that Trevor can't choose. I didn't catch it, but maybe you guys heard it. And he's going to Gongoozle Calfine, dealing 3 damage and gaining an Amber. And since it didn't destroy Calfine, he will discard a card at random from Trevor's hand here. And he gets a Merrick the Marked. And we have a Schuler coming in, not stealing anything, and Lash being used to raise the key cost by 3 on Trevor.
Let's go Bromnar. Okay. Does that make any difference? Okay. My guys will both reap. Okay.
So we got a Brobnar turn here from Trevor. He's going to Reap with Calfine and Bramo.
Then I'll play Champion's Challenge.
And we got a Champion's Challenge, destroying every creature except for the 2 most powerful. And then they will fight. Which I guess kills everyone on the board.
My other choices were on top. Do you get to choose? Yes. Yeah.
And it looks like Trevor is using his active player ability there to decide the way the cards go to the discard pile by Ben. And the war chest being used to gain an Amber since that final fight there that happened. They kind of just waved through quickly there. He'll get an Amber because one of them died in a fight. And a Sucker Punch Alpha coming into play just for the Amber, obviously. Gets discarded since no creature was destroyed. It can't be archived. And a Nerve Blast to steal 1, but deal 2 damage nowhere. And a Hidden Stash for an Amber to archive a card. Lots of cards here by Ben just coming into play, gaining Amber. Just as he's playing it, he's getting there. And puts him in check for his 3rd key. Let's see if Trevor's got a way to deal with it here. Still looking for his 2nd key. He's checking his archives.
This didn't play out well.
It doesn't sound good.
Okay.
Does not sound good.
Let's draw some cards. Wild Wormhole. Wild Wormhole.
Just gonna do a Wild Wormhole here, looking for the best card he can do, and Grunt Buggy.
Okay.
But doesn't he have any Logos guys that are 6 or 5 power or higher? Because then he can raise the costs. He needs 2.
No. Okay.
And he's got none. And he's got Archimedes. And it sounds like that is it.
Yeah, good game. I did have the cards needed for Epic Quest.
Oh, he actually had enough for Epic Quest there. Wow. But he couldn't do it because Ben just got to check. He just kept doing it. Got to check and put the pressure on his opponent. So he wasn't able to do his game plan and just kind of sped by him there for the win. So thanks to both players for playing on camera. Thanks to everyone who supports the channel over at Patreon. I appreciate your donations. They help improve the channel. They help get me to tournaments and whatnot to get you guys more videos. So if you want to donate, the link is in the description below. And thanks a lot. I'll see you in the next one.